Hey, what's up, guys? So, I've been avoiding this and putting it off for a long time because I keep getting asked this question over and over and over again. I already did, should you have kids? Kind of touched on this a little bit, but I keep getting asked, should I get married or should men get married? I keep getting asked that in the comments. I keep getting asked still about should you have kids? So I'm going to dedicate this video right here to it. I swear you guys are trying to get me in trouble. I'm going to watch my followers go down. Watch. To the ladies on the channel, this is not to bash you, but these men want answers. I feel obligated to let them know the cold, hard truth. Chime in all you want, but we're gonna tap into it. First, should you get married? Probably not. I'm going to tell you, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think marriage and family are some of the most important things that you could have as a man. But what is your risk tolerance? What is your risk tolerance? How much are you willing to lose and for what? Because if it does not go well, you lose. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You lose. You'll lose your house. You'll lose anything, other possessions you come across. You'll lose custody of your kids. A man has no rights to his children in the United States of America until he buys them in a court of law. Usually it costs you roughly around $25,000 to $30,000 just to get your rights to your kids. A lot of people won't tell you this. A lot of people might deny it in the comments, but what I'm telling you is true. I wouldn't sit here and tell you this is what I tell my son. I wouldn't sit here and tell you guys this stuff. It will cost you about $25,000 to $30,000 just to get rights to your kids. Now, that is not visitation, what I'm talking about. You can get visitation with a cheap lawyer, and horrible visitation at that, for about $1,500 to $2,500. That's seeing the kid on Wednesday from 5 to 9 and maybe every other Saturday from like 9 to 3 or something like that. You can get that visitation and they don't care about your work schedule. And if you miss too many visitations because you were at work or you were doing other things that you had to take care of, they'll pull your visitations from you. It'll look very bad on you. Very bad on you. If you and the mom argue and fight a lot after divorce or during divorce, they'll put you up. They'll present you with a guardian ad litem. They'll find a mediator in between you guys, and now you got to go pick your kids up with some old woman or some old man sitting there, and they'll walk the kids over to you because you and the mother can't handle. That's how embarrassing this gets when you have children or get married to the wrong person. We're going to tap a little bit deeper into this, but I'm just letting that right there should tell you a lot. They will have some person walk. You're always the bad guy. The woman will always be the victim, and you will always be the bad guy. Even in the state's eyes, they will make you feel like shit, even if you didn't do anything. You got to have solid evidence. You better have a video of her having sex with somebody else. If not, it's all going to be your fault. You're the one that is going to lose. This is not me being a bitter man. This is me being an honest man. This happens to thousands of men every day, and nobody cares. And the reason nobody cares is because every state collects millions and millions of dollars a month off of this alone. Marriage, divorce, child support, all these things tie in. They go hand in hand. And they collect millions of dollars a month. Every state does off of this alone. Your lawyers collect their money. The judges get their money. The state gets its money through payment processing fees. It's a no freaking brainer, man. Millions due to family law, family court. I'm not lying to you. So we already just talked about what could happen, how bad it's going to be. But why does this happen? Usually people get married too young. They get married for the wrong reasons. They get married out of lust. They say the number one cause of divorce is financial. People are broke. You promised her a big house on a hill with a white picket fence and rings and jewelry, and she believed you and you didn't fulfill. This is not 1894. This is not, 1794. Hell, it ain't even 1994. It's 2024. Okay. Women have a little device in their hands that makes them not only have they been trained through things such as Walt Disney, television shows. Every television show you watch, what is it? Honey, take out the trash. Oh, he doesn't know how to do nothing. They're always bashing the husband, and the wife is always right. So that's how they've trained them in society. And pay attention. Even women pay attention. They always bash the husband. The wife is always right. The husband does everything wrong. He's the one that he goes to work. He pays all the bills. He's a real Al Bundy. If you don't know Al Bundy, if you're too young, go watch Married with Children. All he does is go to work. He's a shoe salesman. He goes to work all day long, comes home. His wife nags him to death. His kids don't respect him. And he just sits on the couch, drinks beer, and goes back to work. That's Al Bundy. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. And that's what you'll be. That's it. Like I said, marriage is the best thing in the world, and you should strive to have a family. It's very important. But what is your risk tolerance? Are you willing to put and bet your entire financial life, entire financial future on one person that they won't do you wrong? Because that's ultimately what you're doing. Marriage is no longer between man, woman, and God. It is between man, woman, and government. When I was growing up, I was fortunate enough to be raised around my great-grandparents and my grandparents, and I had my mom and my stepdad. But when I sit back and I look at things, my real father was going through exactly what I'm going through right now. Parental alienation, child support, being kept from his kids, drugged through the family courts. Of course he walked away. I want to walk away so bad, but I'm young enough to know that if I finish this out, I'll be off child support in 5 years. 5 years. I've been on child support for 15 years. I will be young enough to know that if I finish this out, I will be off child support in my early 40s. I can still have time to recover and move forward. Child support will hinder everything you want to do in life. I hate to have this conversation. It's almost like beating a dead horse, but I keep getting the same question over and over. And so now I can really just revert you guys back to say, hey, go watch my Should You Get Married? Should You Have Kids video. So you'll basically, I kind of want to talk about the evolution of a woman. I know I'm about to lose some followers on here. But I think you guys need to know, because I know society is crumbling. I know men are hurting, especially young men. And you need to see the evolution of a woman. And what that really is they chase losers. They really do. And in a nutshell, women are nurturers by nature. That's why they're mothers. That's why they have breasts. They want to take care of a babe. They milk. They have a nurturing soul. So they want to attract and grab weak men. That's why they chase your Pookies and Ray Rays. That's why they chase your fake gangsters and want to be drug dealers, because they want to fix them. Half of those guys aren't gangsters. Half of those guys aren't good drug dealers. They fall off every time. They're always getting robbed or going to jail. They think that they can fix them. So they spend their young years. They spend their good years in their early 20s, when they should be using those years to secure a real financially independent man. They spend those years chasing fake gangsters and wannabe drug dealers. They chase the freaking Pookie and Ray Rays, the Chads and Tyrones, and they chase those guys around because they want to fix them. And then they end up getting pregnant. They have a couple of kids by them, multiple kids. That's where you get a lot of single mothers from. And I know women are hating that I'm saying this, but it's true. That's where you get all your single mothers from. They had happened when they were young. Most women don't wake up 40 wanting to be a single mother, so they go out and have kids with just random men. Then most women don't do that. It usually happens when they're young, and that's how they become single mothers. So to any woman out there listening, just pay attention to the women around you. If you don't want their life, don't do the things that they do. If you don't want to wake up with 3 kids and deadbeat daddies, don't follow in those footsteps. It's that simple. I'll make another video at some point and tell you guys how to find a good man, just to even things out, okay? But to you young guys, that's the truth. What I'm telling you is the truth. You need to look into things like hypergamy. Some people call it hypergamy. It's hypergamy. Hypergammy, I believe. I don't think it's I think it's Y. Hypergammy. Hypergamy. Hypergamy basically says that women date up, not down. Men date basically whatever they can get, but women date up and not down. What I mean by that is a rich man will date a woman that works at a gas station, but a woman of any caliber will not date the man working at the gas station. They always want to find a rich, successful man. They don't want a broke, poor man. So I know that kind of goes against them dating losers, but you also have to understand they want the loser. They want him. Okay? If a woman really wants you, she'll make it easy for you. If she's making it hard on you, she does not want you. If you have to constantly chase and call and repeatedly text and she's not responding fast enough, or not even fast enough, she's not responding hours later, maybe a day later, maybe 3 days later, how you been? What you doing? Hey, big head. She doesn't want you. A woman that wants you will make it easy on you. She makes it easy for those losers. She makes it easy for those types of guys because she's a nurturer by nature. She wants to fix him. She wants to take care of him. She doesn't need to fix you. You go to work every day. You go to church on Sundays. You whatever. You take care of your mom. You know how to work on cars. You're a real man, or you're a real young man growing. She doesn't need to fix you. You're going to be complicated for her. You're going to put your foot down and tell her that, hey, I'm not allowing that. You're not going out like that. You're not doing that. You're not going. We're not doing this. And she's not going to want that. That's just the way it is, man. I hate that for you, and I would avoid it at all costs, because if you really go down this path of chasing a better life and building success for yourself financially, mentally, physically, spiritually, however you want to look at it, then you will become a target. I've talked about this before. You will 100% become a target. Women will prey on you. Older women will prey. Older women love younger men, and young women love older men. It's just the way it is. They find a sense of security in older men. They figure that he's got some money. He's already got life together. Older men have their own homes. They have their own cars. Younger women love older men. It's just the truth, fellas. And older women love younger men. So, I mean, if you're having issues with women, then go find you an older one. Now, I don't mean like old or however. I'm just being honest. I just find you somebody a little bit older because they like younger men. It's just the way it is. All right. You can look all these things up. I really don't want to break down the science and the anatomy of this. I don't want to have to get into that. I tried. Somebody said in the comments, he said, I love when regular channels say they're not red pill and then they turn red pill. He was like, it just is what it is. And he's right. It just is what it is. If you marry the wrong person, if you have kids with the wrong person, you are fucked. You really are. That is one of the most important and dangerous decisions of your life right there. My child support is almost twice my rent. Do you understand the lifestyle I could be living? But instead, I send a big portion of my money to California. So do you understand that the lifestyle that I could be living for myself? I can't be any clearer. And there's going to be some older guys that come in these comments and, oh, my wife was the best thing, and my marriage was the best thing, and having kids was the best thing. Yeah, in 1980. This ain't 1980, guy. This is 2024. Your wife and kids didn't have a damn little plastic device showing them nothing but titties and asses all day long. It didn't show them fake jewelry and Lamborghinis and all this glitz and glamour all in their face. All they had was an old wooden flat screen, old wooden tube TV. Showed up black, white, and green. Like, man, I mean, this ain't 1984. This ain't 1994. So the information I'm giving these young men is correct. If you want to help me with that, then give them the information about the guy you worked with that lost his entire pension in his divorce. Tell them about that shit. Don't tell them about how great your marriage is and how great it was for you to have kids, because I can probably walk out here and throw a rock at any direction and hit a man that'll say different. Thousands of men go through this shit every day. And you'll find 10 men in the comments or 20 men in the comments that say I'm right. And you'll find one man that says it was the best decision of his life. Every now and then somebody gets lucky, finds a 4-leaf clover. They walk through the woods and bump into a unicorn. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers see Bigfoot. What I'm telling you is not wrong. For you to go out and getting married, my brother's been married to the same woman. They have 4 kids. They've been married over 20 years. That is not the story of most people. That is not the story of most men. Most men are left parentally alienated from their kids, thrown into the child support system. I mean, I can't keep harping on this. What I'm telling you is factual information. Go look it up. 85% of marriages end in divorce. Out of that 85%, 70% of marriages are filed by women. They will wake up 3 years to 10 years later and say, I'm not happy. They will take the kids, the house, the dog, and everything. You will be forced to pay alimony for probably a year. Then you will be forced in your divorce to pay child support and alimony. Alimony usually somewhere around $800 to $2,000 a month, depending on how much you make. If you're just an average guy, it's usually about $800 to $2,000. So we'll just call it $1,400 a month. Alimony plus child support, however many kids you got. It's usually somewhere between 17 and 25%. Mine is 25%. Right there. So you got, we'll say $1,400 alimony and then probably another $1,000 if you have 2 or 3 kids for child support. You're going to lose $2,500 a month while going through the divorce. That is not on top of your lawyer fees, your counseling fees, because they're going to make you go through parenting counseling. If she complained of domestic violence, you're going to go through domestic violence court and bullshit. You're going to go through that, potentially have your gun rights taken away from you. I can't stress this enough to the horrors of you going out and getting married to the wrong person. Even living with the wrong woman can ruin your freaking life. This is 2024, man. So if you older guys, if you got any comments, then go with the narrative that I'm telling them. It's not to go against. But if you got married back in 1990, this world is completely different. That was 34 years ago, Bob. This world is completely freaking different. I have literally sat at the mall one day eating my lunch and I heard 2 women talking. There were a table behind me. And the woman said, I don't know if I can afford my car payment. I'm going to go see if they'll raise my baby daddy's child support. You understand? I don't know if I can afford my car payment. I'm going to see if they'll go raise my baby daddy's child support. This shit is not a joke. Child support is slavery. It is modern day slavery. Black women, if you watch this video, the ones on this channel, if you have kids, I need you to understand. I need you to understand this completely. Now, listen, let me be very clear. If he is not taking care of his children, any man out there, you need to go do what you need to do. I get the help you need. But I want you to fully understand this, because I know I have black women on my page. I want you to fully understand that when you go to the child support system and you throw your child's father into that system, you just put that man back on the plantation. He will never have nothing. I can't be any more clearer than that. When you go throw that man in that system, you might as well have just ran to the master and said, get him. Get him. They may not be hitting him with whips and chains and shit, but man, they come after your driver's license. They attack your mental and physical health. You will never have nothing. They'll come after your rent, your mortgage, your bank accounts. They come after everything. People always ask me why I don't have rental property. That's 100% reason. Well, I'll say that's 90. I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to deal with tenants. But that right there, I don't want that weight, because if anything ever happens, they will levy those houses against me. I have to be my own central bank to fight this. If you guys in the comments below, if you want me to give you a video on how to beat the child support system, I'll give you my method of what I did. You probably won't like it. I can't be any more clear than that, man. So when you guys keep asking me, should you get married or should you have children? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the exact same advice that I give my son. I know you want to be with somebody. I know that you would like to get married, and I know you want to have kids. You do it one time. You get married to one woman and you have kids with that woman, and that's it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Do not get married twice, and do not have multiple baby mamas. At least that way, the money they take from you is supporting your family. It's not supporting just a bunch of women you slept with and got pregnant because you couldn't control yourself. That money they take from you supports your family. You understand? One marriage, one woman. That's it. That's it. No more. You get married a second time, you have kids with multiple women, it's almost, you may not be able to recover. I'm serious. If you get divorced at the wrong age in life, you will die poor. Unless you're just mega wealthy. Look at all these athletes. Look at Robert De Niro and Al Pacino's dumbasses. Just had babies. Robert De Niro got divorced. I mean, the dude's like almost 90 and still pulling off like Mentos commercials or some shit, Tic Tacs and shit. He should be sitting on the beach chilling, but he's out here making bullshit movies. Look at freaking Al Pacino, broke as hell, trying to make a Scarface 2 at almost 85 years old. Get it? Because he had a kid and now he's on child support like a dumbass. Those people are mega wealthy and they're going through it. Look at Tyrese all over the internet screaming and crying, and you'd be a fool to sit back and think, it won't happen to me. That's him. Yeah, seriously, your ass works at the dollar store. You work at Kroger. You work for freaking whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're making $20 an hour. They're making millions, and they're slinging them around the courtroom. They're running through their money. What do you think they're going to do to your broke ass? What do you think they're going to do to you? You see this millionaire crying because they're taking everything he's got, and he's got great lawyers. He's got powerful, paid for, heavy duty, hard hitting attorneys behind him. You got a fucking public defender. What do you think they're going to do to you? You are going to be poor until it's over. You are going to have nothing. You're going to fly under the radar. You're going to cut grass under the table. You're going to roof houses when you're 40 years old under the table. I've met millions of guys like this. I've worked with guys like this all over the place. They prefer to be paid in cash so child support doesn't take it from them. They usually live in a 1 or 2 bedroom little old trailer somewhere, nothing fancy at all. And if that's you on this channel, I'm not knocking you at it, man, at all. I'm not making fun of you, because I'm so close to being there, and I keep fighting back. I fight back. My daddy was there. That's what happened to him. He ended up dying with nothing and a little old raggedy trailer, because he was thrown into the system too late in life to recover. And that's the reason I fight back, to have something for myself. That's why I have to fight back. I have to keep paying. That way, when the time comes, I can get off of it and I can go live my life. Why do you think I never remarried or had any more kids? The second one blew up in my face. Having kids almost becomes a silent hell for most men. I'm not bashing anybody, and I'm not talking shit about my sons. I love my sons to death. They are here now, and I would not wish this on anybody. But here's the truth, man, to you young guys out there. Your mother probably did this same thing to your father, and that's why he left, and that's why he's not around. And she's not going to tell you this. And so when it happens to you, she's just going to look at you and be like, damn, that's the same shit I did to his daddy. I guess it's his turn. She's not going to tell you that, though. I'm walking in my dad's shoes, and so are thousands and thousands, hell, millions of other men. So if I get it, you want to be with somebody. I completely understand. If you don't understand what I am saying, I don't know how to explain this anymore without getting violent, irate, yelling, cussing, and really starting to just get out of character. If you really have it in your heart and have it set that you want to get married and try it one time, one person, have 10 kids with one woman, doesn't matter to me, don't do it twice. Don't do it twice. Damn sure I know guys 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We all do. Don't do it. They ain't got shit. 45 years old out there riding bicycles because they can't have a driver's license because child support won't allow them. Stays in and out of jail. I didn't tell you that. Child support will have you arrested. If you got, they'll take your real estate license, your driver's license, they'll take your forklift license, they'll take your fishing license. All this is true. They'll arrest you. I mean, that's it, man. I mean, they will run your damn life for not paying. Once you get around the $10,000 behind threshold, they will come after you and run your life. So you can't ever be 10,000 behind. You always have to stay on top of it. You'll always probably have to work 2 jobs, or you'll have to become a business owner. You're going to have to stay ahead of it. I'll talk about that in another video. So when you ask me, should you get married and should you have kids in 2024? I'm going to tell you no. Not at all. If you want me to break down any more of this, I don't mind. Ladies, this is not to bash you. Man, that sucked. I hope everything works out all right. I hate to keep on recording and this bad boy doesn't go. So yeah, I guess that's a cue right there to stop it right there. But what I said at the end when my mic was going out, hopefully you guys caught the gist of everything. I just got to tell you the truth. I don't want to see you guys in bad situations, and I don't want that to run your life. But we did have a question for tonight, and so I'm gonna hop right into that real quick. The question was, he said, it's Dr. Dark PK. He said, I've had friends and family call me whitewashed for watching these types of videos and acting differently as if I'm fixing my life or setting myself up for success. Is there any advice you could share to help those of us who hear this from our family or those closest to us? He said, the crazy part is that I'm a first generation American. My parents came from Somalia, and I think it's foolish not to give my all to this amazing opportunity I have. Thank you, man. Your videos help reinforce that what I'm doing will be worth it in the end. Thank you for saying that. And yes, you do have an amazing opportunity, and your parents may not see that. They may not see that because where they were raised, these opportunities didn't exist. The opportunity to be a novelist or an actor or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, a veterinarian, whatever you choose to be, did not exist on that level. Yes, I know they have doctors and veterinarians and things like that, and you can write over there. But on the level that you get to participate in the United States, they did not have that. So you have to understand that throughout life, people will give up on their hopes and dreams. They will just completely cut it out and give up on them. And once they give up, they expect you to. They figure they didn't make it, so you can't make it. I've experienced this throughout my life a lot. I will always tell you that your friends and family will never support you, and it's just the way it is. And I don't have the psychology behind that. I always just chop it up to the fact that they think they know you. They remember, maybe it's, whatever it is. They remember whatever you did that was silly or stupid. Maybe they caught you eating boogers or smoking weed or whatever it was. They just feel like they'll always know you, and that they know your deep secrets and dark secrets that you don't want the world to know. And they just can't see past the fact that you're turning into a young man and going to grow into a man, and maybe you want to be a governor or something. Maybe you want to get into politics and become the mayor of your community or whatever it may be. And they just can't see the fact that you the little boy that they used to know is trying to drive into something like that. So I know it's easier said than done, but I would tell you to ignore them. I told you guys a story a while back about a girl that I went to school with that used to show up in suits all the time, business suits, business attire all the time, carried a briefcase. We're little kids. You know, we're like 6th grade, 7th grade, and she always carried a briefcase, business suits, business attire, the whole freaking dress, business jacket, the whole wop. And man, she always dressed and acted like that. And she became the mayor of, she went off to college, got a business degree, owns multiple real estate properties, millionaire already. She became the mayor of our little hometown, owns multiple apartment buildings, you know, 4-door, 6-door, 10-door buildings, things like that. She owns multiple, some prime real estate property too, sits right on the river downtown. She owns few commercial buildings. I mean, she's a multimillionaire. Her and her husband, they own a gym. She wasn't playing no games, man. So, I mean, develop a plan for yourself and stick to it and try to tune out that. I know it's hard when you're 19 and it's your family because you probably live with them. So as soon as you can make an exit, I'd make my exit and I'd get away from that. You just got to. Your friends and family cannot come with you. They'll be the last people to support you and they cannot come with you. But once you make it, they'll be the first ones right there patting you on the back with their hands out. So you got to get away from that as soon as you can. And as far as, you know, being whitewashed, man, there's nothing about wanting a better life. There's nothing about being whitewashed. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, good Lord. Come on. Computer acting crazy. Yeah, wanting a better life for yourself has nothing to do with being whitewashed. Like, that's just, I'm trying to find. You can look at David Stewart. You can go check out David Stewart, man. I told you yesterday, find somebody to chase, somebody that you can relate to. Now, you'll have to do your own research to find somebody to relate to. But David Stewart, let me see. David Stewart is the richest black man in America with estimated 11.4 billion net worth. David Stewart, Steward, 11.4 billion net worth. I believe he's a tech. Yeah, he got a tech company. So, you know, there's somebody you can look at. You find somebody that you want to chase and mimic, man. That's the fastest way to success. So don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about the friends, the family. Fuck all that. Don't worry about it. Just keep your head down, nose to the grindstone, do what you got to do for you. There's multiple ones. You know, he's 11.4 billion. There's a black dude, I don't remember his name, that owns an oil company. Man, I've seen, I want to say I met him. I feel like I did, but I know I've seen a few interviews with him. Chicken farmer, multi-millionaire, sells to Tyson and some other chicken companies. There's plenty black millionaires. It has nothing to do with being whitewashed. And it's like I tell you, the next level for you, you got to dump the baggage. You got to get rid of all that old shit to get to the next level. You can't carry that weight with you. So anyways, man, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that mic stayed on because I really don't want to record this video. So if it cuts out, I am sorry. We're going to run with it and see what happens. All right, man. Thank you guys. You guys have a great night. Take care.